Okay, so first of all, I'm going to hold down Shift on the keyboard and then right click and go to Open PowerShell window here. And this opens up Windows PowerShell. Then I'm going to type in Get-ChildItem and enter. And this gets me all of the files in the folder. So in this case, the files are the children and the folder is the parent. So Get-ChildItem gets me all of the files. In Windows PowerShell, if you press the up arrow on the keyboard, it will get you the line of code that you just ran. So in this way, we can edit the code bit by bit as we're going along. The next part we need to add is a pipe symbol. So we're taking the results of Get-ChildItem and piping them into something else. And that something else is going to be a for each loop. And we need an open set of curly brackets. And this is just a placeholder. I'm going to change this later. Then we'll go on to a new line. And the first thing that I want is just the file names. So I'm going to do $_.name. And the $_ part tells it to use whatever I'm piping in, which in this case is the files in the folder. Then I can close the curly brackets and press enter. And this gets me all of the file names without all of the extra information. Then I want to take these names and I'm going to add .substring onto the end. And then I need two numbers here with a comma in between. So all of the file names are a string of letters and numbers. And all of these values have an index number. So it starts at 0 for the very first letter in the file name and then counts upwards from there. And substring lets us take out a subset of the string so we can separate out a part of the file name. The first number is the index number where the substring starts. So I've put in 0, so that's going to be the very first digit in the file name. And then the next number is the number of digits that I want to take out. So this is 4 digits. So I'll be taking out the first 4 digits in the file name. And when I press enter, you can see that that is what I get. In my case, they're all the same because all of my files start with the same thing. Then we can do another example. So the numbers in my file names are actually the dates. And so the first 2 digits are the day and the next 2 are the month. And then the last 4 are the year. So if I wanted to have just the day and the month, I would change the substring to start at 5 and then I would take 4 digits and enter. And this gets me the day and the month. Now I'm going to separate this into lots of different sections. So I'll delete the closed brackets and the first part I want is just the first part of the file name, but this time I'm going to include the underscore, so I'll put 5 in here and then we'll do a plus symbol and a new line. And I'll copy this first part here using Ctrl+C as it's going to be the same for everything. And the next part is just the day. So this is going to start at index number 5 and I will have 2 digits and close brackets. Then we need the plus symbol. And I'll also put comments in here. So I'll do #start and hashtag and whatever comes after it is a comment in PowerShell. So PowerShell will ignore everything after the hashtag. And I can just include comments to help me remember what part is what. So this part here I'm going to say is the day. And then the next section is going to be the month. So we need to start with the index number of 7 and then we want 2 digits again. And then we need close brackets and a plus symbol and a comment to tell us that that is the month. Then the next part is the year. So this starts with an index number of 9. And then this time we want 4 digits and close brackets plus, and then we'll have a comment to say that that's the year. And then I also need to include the file extension in this. So the file extension starts at index number 13, and then I'm just going to close brackets here. Because if you don't include the second number, it will just keep going until the end of the file name, which is what I want it to do in this case. I just want to include whatever is left. So that's the file extension for me, the .text part. Then I need a closing set of curly brackets. And I'll also add a comment in here to tell me that that is the extension. Now I'm going to run this just to check that I have separated out all of the parts correctly. And so here you'll see that I do get back the file names and everything's in the correct order. The next step is to change the order of these parts. At the moment I have day, month, year. I want to change the date so that it is the opposite way round, and it is year, month, and then the day. So in order to do that, I'm going to delete the curly brackets at the end. And of course, the start and the extension are going to stay where they are. I'm just going to rearrange the 3 parts in the middle. So we'll start by copying the year line. And then I'll go up here and add in a new line, and then I'll paste this in. And then I'll go back down and delete the copy at the bottom. Then I need to take the line for the month and copy this, and then go up and then add in a new line and paste this in. And I'll delete the extra space here that I copied, and then delete the copy of the month line at the bottom. And now you can see I have reordered the parts. So we now have year, month, and day. Then I need to add in the curly brackets at the end again. And now when I run this, you can see that the file names have changed. So I have the year at the beginning, and then the month, and then the day. Now the final part of this is to get it to actually change the file names. And to do that, we need to go back up to the top and delete the for each part. Because remember, I said at the beginning that that was just a placeholder. And I'm going to replace it with rename item new name. And now when we run this, we're going to keep an eye on the file names. And when I press enter, we're going to watch them change. So now you can see that we have the year first, and then the month, and then the day. Now you want to be careful when using Windows PowerShell because there is no undo button, so you can't go back once you've done it. Okay, so in this video I have shown you how to reorder parts of a file name using Windows PowerShell, and that is everything.